Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be my best of 2017. I am very excited because I have tons of products to discuss here in front of me, and there are a lot, and it's mostly because I don't do favorites videos. Because I know this video is going to be long, I will leave time references down below in case you guys want to skip forward to any particular type of product that you guys want to hear me talk about. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. I hope you're here to stay. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, as well as hit that bell button down below. That way you are notified every single time that I upload a video. If you guys are interested in seeing my favorite products of 2017, then just keep watching. So the primer that was my favorite for the entire year was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This not only moisturizes my skin, but it primes my skin all in one, and it makes my skin feel very smooth and not heavy or slippery or anything like that. Usually products that claim to moisturize don't necessarily smooth out the skin, but I personally find that this primer does both of those things. When I use this, I use it instead of my moisturizer, and I don't apply a primer afterwards. I just go right over top with foundation, and it makes my foundation look flawless. Next, I want to talk about a product that I use to mix in my foundations in order to enhance the luminosity of the foundation. This is the MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Gold Light. It has the texture of a lotion, which is why I would only apply it underneath my foundation or mix it in with my foundation. I would never apply it on top of my foundation as a cream highlighter. I personally find that it kind of breaks up my foundation wherever I apply it on top, but for some reason this works really well when you mix it in with your foundations in order to enhance the luminosity and the glow of your skin. It also kind of shears out your foundation a little bit, but not too much, so you still get the luminosity with the coverage depending on which foundation you mix it in with. I personally like mixing this in with my Urban Decay All Nighter foundation because the Urban Decay All Nighter is a soft matte, and sometimes I want the full coverage, but I also want the glow. This is also a beautiful product to apply on your skin when you have no makeup at all. So for foundations, I have 3 high-end and I have 3 drugstore. I'm going to talk about the high-end first. The first one, I'm sure you guys can guess, is the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. This is my go-to foundation whenever I am going out for the night. This is very full coverage. It has a soft matte finish. It doesn't really emphasize any of your texture or your blemishes, and I absolutely love it. I never use it during the daytime because it is so full coverage that it looks very harsh when you wear it in direct sunlight. My personal favorite is mixing these two products together, the strobe cream that I just talked about with the all-nighter, because you still get that long wearing full coverage, but this gives you the most beautiful glow to your skin. The next high-end foundation I want to talk about is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. I like wearing this during summer night outs because it's a little bit lighter on the skin. It's more of a medium coverage. I think it looks a little bit more natural on the skin. During the couple hours that you wear it, it's just going to look better and better on your skin and make it look even more healthy. And then finally, the third high-end foundation I want to talk about is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My purpose for wearing this foundation is actually for work. I know that this is very expensive to wear to work. To some people it might seem a little bit excessive, but I work 12 long-hour days and I don't really have time to sit down and touch up my makeup, so I need a foundation to last all day long, and this is the only foundation that will last all 12 hours on me without budging. For those of you who work 12 or 14-hour shifts, this will last all day long on you, even if you have oily skin like me. Now I want to move on to the drugstore foundations. The foundation is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. Same story with this. It is completely matte. It is very long wearing. It hides every single imperfection. It is full coverage, I would say, especially for a drugstore foundation. This is definitely a holy grail for me, and it is an alternative if the Estee Lauder Double Wear is way too expensive for you. I would try out the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It just doesn't wear as long. Second drugstore foundation, you guys I'm sure are not surprised. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Every single one of these foundations I'm talking about I have in multiple shades because I love them so much. This is my summer shade. I actually ran out of the 2 lighter shades that I have, but this shade is 322 Warm Honey. This is more of a natural finish foundation. I think it looks like skin. It doesn't look cakey at all. It is more of a medium coverage. I like this foundation really anytime during the year. It's just not super long wearing, so you could probably wear this foundation maybe 5 or 6 hours, but nonetheless this looks beautiful on the skin, and I have purchased multiple backups of this foundation, and I will continue repurchasing it. The last foundation I just used in my last tutorial. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation, again in multiple shades. Normally, luminous foundations are not long wearing, especially on those of you with oily skin, and they're also not usually full coverage. They're usually more of a medium to light coverage in terms of the luminous foundations. But this foundation from the drugstore has the most coverage that I have come across for a luminous foundation, and it lasts a surprisingly long time. I love this foundation whenever I don't feel like mixing a bunch of products and I want a luminous finish that lasts a pretty long time for me. Next, I want to move along to concealers. I actually only have one concealer, and I'm sure you guys already know which one it's going to be. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I've used this all year long. I have fallen in love with this, and no other concealer can take its place. This is very creamy. It dries down to a matte finish. It is 100% full coverage. It really doesn't crease. So this concealer is definitely my holy grail concealer, and I feel spoiled because ever since I tried it, I won't go back to any other concealer. Or if I do use another concealer, I'm really not happy with it. Next, I want to talk about setting powders. When these released this year, I was blown away. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I have used this in a couple of my videos thus far. And to show you how much I love it, I have it in the shade Light Medium 20. I have it in the shade Medium 25. And then I also have it in the shade 30 Medium Deep. My skin tone fluctuates all the time. I'm sure you guys can tell in my videos, but the shade Medium Deep, I'm pretty sure I used to set the rest of my face during the summer, and then to set underneath the eyes I used medium, but now since I'm on the lighter side, I use light medium to set underneath the eyes, and I can probably use this to set the rest of my face as well. I like this powder because it is the only loose setting powder that I know of that comes in like 5, 6 different shades for every single skin tone. On top of having multiple shades for multiple skin tones, this powder is very smooth. It's not overly drying, and every single time I use it to set my under eyes with a damp beauty sponge, it just makes the under eyes look that much more flawless, that much more beautiful, and as you can tell by how many shades I purchased, I can't get enough of this powder. Next, I just want to quickly mention one of my favorite blushes for the year. So I haven't tried out too many new blushes, so my favorite blush formula of the year is the Milani Baked Blushes. These look absolutely beautiful on the skin. They are pigmented enough that you receive color on your cheeks, but they also have a beautiful luminous finish that gives your cheeks the most subtle glow. It's not overly sparkly, at least the 2 shades that I have. I have Luminoso and I have Rose Dioro, which I believe is this one right here. I would own pretty much every single shade if Milani was more readily available around my local drugstores. Milani was just recently added to Ulta, but I think it's only online. But the only other place that I can find Milani is at CVS, and I don't go to CVS that often. I have 2 bronzers that are my favorites for the year of 2017. The first one is in, I'm sure, a lot of favorites videos. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So originally I thought that this was a little bit too light for me because I tried it when I was super dark in the summertime. But if I'm a little bit lighter like I am now, this is the perfect shade for me. It doesn't skip when you apply it on the cheeks. It's very neutral. It doesn't pull too orange on the skin. It just pulls the perfect brown shade. It does smell really good for someone that's sensitive to smells. It may be a little bit overwhelming for you, but after using it, I pretty much got used to it and I don't really mind it anymore. And then I recently fell in love with a bronzer that I used all throughout the summertime. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Matte Waterproof Bronzer, and I actually purchased this little thing in a set that they had. They had a little mini highlighter and then a little mini bronzer, and this is in the shade Hotel Heiress, so it is the darker of the two. I believe the lighter version is Park Ave Princess, but this is the darker one, which is why I use this in the summertime. A little bit goes a long way with this bronzer. It blends beautifully on the cheeks, and it is the perfect shade for someone with a really deep tan. It also smells really nice. It kind of smells like chocolate. Maybe I'm going crazy, I don't know. I pretty much use this bronzer every single day. Look how little it is, and I still have half of it left. So you can see that a little bit goes a long way with this bronzer, and I can't wait to use it again in the summertime when I am tanner. So the high-end highlighters that I personally loved for 2017 are the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finishes. So I would say about a year ago they expanded their entire line, and they came out with the Extra Dimension Skin Finishes in multiple shades, and the shades that I have are Oh Darling, which used to be limited edition, but they added it to their permanent line, which I am so happy about. This one is Double Gleam, which is a beautiful white gold shade for those of you with lighter skin tones. I'm actually using it today. And then a shade that actually I don't see a lot of people talking about, but I think is stunning for medium and darker skin tones, is the shade Beaming Blush. And this has a pink base, but the sheen to it is a beautiful gold. So I wore this a lot in the summertime and I loved it. These give you the wet looking highlight and not the sparkly, glittery, textured highlight that some of them can indeed give you. This honestly just makes your cheeks look so healthy, and like I said, they give you a very dewy, wet look, and that's what kind of highlights I personally like to go for. The highlighter that came out from the drugstore that blew every other highlighter away is the Maybelline Master Chrome by Face Studio Metallic Highlighter, and this is in the shade Molten Gold. This is so stunning. It's actually softer than the Extra Dimension Skin Finishes. It feels like butter. This also gives you that very dewy, luminous, wet look to the cheeks. So the single eyeshadows that stood out to me for the year of 2017 are, by no surprise, the ColourPop single eyeshadows. I have a ton of these. I have this palette, and then I also have a little bit more colorful shadows. Sorry, these are apparently all over the place. But when these first released, I was so excited because I love pretty much every single ColourPop product that they come out with. I am obsessed with their Super Shock shadows. I did do a full live swatch video on my eyes as well as on the back of my hands with the original launch of these eyeshadows. I believe there's 20 different shades in that swatch video, so if you guys haven't seen it, I will link it down below. But these shadows are extremely soft, extremely pigmented. They blend very easily because of how affordable they are and because of their high quality. I would definitely say that these took the year of 2017 when it came to single eyeshadows. Another form of single eyeshadows, but these ones are more of a liquid shadow, are the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. I love these things. The one that I have in my hand is Smoky Storm. This is a beautiful neutral taupey brown shade. They are extremely pigmented with just one swipe. They are also extremely glittery, and they don't have too much texture, and they stay on the lid all night long. These make your life so much easier. They are pricey, but I do truly believe that they are worth it, and I've fallen in love with these ever since I tried them out. There were a lot of eyeshadow palettes that launched in the year of 2017, and a lot of them started to look a little bit redundant and something that we all have seen before. Although I just recently purchased this palette, I would say this is the best eyeshadow palette, or at least in my opinion, for the year of 2017, and this is the Anastasia Prism palette. The reason why I like this palette so much is because although it does have warm shades in this palette, it also has multiple shades that are a little bit out of the box. I think that this palette is way more unique than a lot of the other ones that have been launched in 2017. And the quality of these shadows are absolutely amazing. The mattes are extremely pigmented, extremely smooth and soft, and the shimmers are ultra metallic in this palette, which is one of the reasons why I love this palette so much. For eyelashes, my favorite lashes that I wore in 2017 are the Cocoa Lashes Queen Bees. So these are a little bit intimidating at first because they are so long, but if you do a very dramatic makeup look, then these are absolutely beautiful. Some of the Cocoa lashes can have a very thick band. For instance, the Goddess lashes, those are beautiful lashes and they are known to be dupes for the House of Lashes Iconics, but the band is extremely thick and very hard to work with. The band on the Queen Bees is very easy to work with. It's not overly thick, so I do find that these are comfortable when I wear these lashes, and if you take care of them properly, you're able to wear these lashes multiple times before throwing them out. I don't talk about eyebrows very often on my channel because personally my eyebrow routine is very basic. I don't do the ultra carved out eyebrows like other people may do. So my particular favorite brow product is the Wonder Brow. I did a video on this maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago, and I still love this product. I have the shades Blonde and Brunette. I use Brunette when I have more of a dramatic look, and then I wear Blonde whenever I have more of a natural look. I did a full demo and review video on this product that I will link down below. However, I do apply it now with a different eyebrow brush. So the brush that I apply it now with is the Anastasia number 12, and this applies it a little bit more pigmented than the brush that I used in my demo video. I did use the NYX eyebrow brush, and it gave you much more of a natural look, whereas this one gives you more of a carved look, but nonetheless it is still more on the natural side compared to someone maybe with a dip brow pomade. So I do really like this product. It is budge proof. It does hold your eyebrow hairs in place as long as you don't brush it out completely, and it is waterproof. So I absolutely love this. I definitely need to purchase another one. So for lip products this year, I actually started to lean more towards regular lipsticks over liquid lipsticks and glosses. So the lipstick formula that I loved for the year of 2017 was the MAC Cream Sheen lipsticks. I have the shades Japanese Maple and then the Right Note. So Japanese Maple is a very pale pink, but what I like about the Cream Sheens is that they're not overly opaque. So even though this is a very light shade, because you can kind of see through the shade to your lips a little bit, it's not overly harsh, and it's a very, very flattering pink on the lips. And then I have the shade The Right Note, which I actually purchased during the Nicki Minaj Nude collection. And I like this shade because it is more neutral brown. That's it right there. But the reason why I like these lipsticks so much is because they do have a beautiful sheen to them. So although I'm not wearing a gloss, they almost look like I'm wearing a gloss. These lipsticks are extremely comfortable. So in terms of formula, those are my favorites for 2017. And then I do have a favorite color of lipstick. This is the Rainforest of the Sea lipstick in Salt Life from Tarte. And it is a beautiful purpley mauve shade. It's actually what I have on my lips right now. And I've worn this to work. I've worn this multiple places. And I've received multiple compliments. So if you haven't tried out this shade, then I highly recommend it. This type of lipstick is more on the matte side, and it does get a little bit dry throughout the day, but not too much. It is definitely bearable. There are beautiful shades in this lipstick collection. I also like the shade Beach Babe, but this shade is more of a standout color to me, so I highly recommend it. So I do want to talk about a makeup collaboration in the year 2017 that personally stood out to me, and it is the Dose of Colors Desi X Katy collaboration that came out just a couple months ago. The reason why I say that this is the best collaboration of 2017 is because they came out with pretty much every single product. They came out with eyeshadows, highlighters, lipsticks, and liquid lipsticks. The reason why I like their eyeshadow palette or eyeshadow quad is because it is so different from any other collaboration that someone has come out with. Every single collaboration has come out with warm eyeshadows, an entire palette, and I really think that Desi and Katie thought outside of the box in coming up with this quad. I love every single shade in here. They do claim that you need to use 2 shades with water, but to me that's perfectly okay. And I love their highlighters because they aren't super sparkly and they really don't emphasize your texture, because when you apply them to the cheeks they do give you that glowy wet look. My favorite is Fuego. I think that it is very complementary to my skin tone, and if you have a darker skin tone, Mirame is beautiful as well. It's a little bit more on the rose gold side. I do have favorite blending brushes of the year, and they are the Morphe E22 and the Morphe E17. So they're basically the same brush, but one is a little bit smaller than the other. They're from the Elite collection, and they are a lot softer than the brushes from the regular M line. I like using these particular brushes because they're not in that weird wedge shape like the MAC 217. I tried using those brushes, and although I can use them in the crease, I personally just like the way that these rounded crease brushes apply my shadows better for my particular eye shape. They don't skip my eyeshadow and they haven't frayed yet, and I've had these for a few months and I've used them every single time that I've done my eyeshadow. I did want to do a quick shout out to the brush cleaner that I have. This is the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner, and the hype around this product is 100% real. It cleans your brushes right away and your brushes are not wet afterwards. That honestly blows my mind, and it has changed the game for whenever I do tutorials now. I even used this to clean my foundation brush one day and it wiped it clean. So highly recommend this if you're too impatient like I am and don't want to wait for your brushes to dry. So my favorite dry shampoo of the year is of course the Batiste dry shampoo. This is in the scent Neon, which claims that it's vibrant and fruity. I think it smells really good. I think that it smells like a fruity perfume. No matter what other dry shampoo I try, I like this one way more. It only leaves a white residue in my hair when it's just about gone. Like now, this can is pretty much completely empty. Other than that, I don't have a problem. I did have a favorite nail polish of the summer when I was painting my own nails. This is the KL polish in the shade MIA or Mia, whichever way that you like to say it. I know that she named this after Miami because that is where Kathleen Lights is from. The formula is fantastic. It doesn't leave any streaks on your nails. It is opaque with 1 coat, but I always like to apply 2 coats anyways, and it does last a pretty long time on your nails for being a regular nail polish. It is the perfect hot pink for the summertime, and it has a beautiful iridescent purple shimmer to it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this nail polish is about halfway gone, and that says a lot for a nail polish. Finally, because my camera is almost dead, I am going to let you guys know the perfume that I am 100% obsessed with. This is the Jimmy Choo Low, spelled L''EAU. This smells absolutely delicious. This is the one in the oval bottle. I know that they have an original that's more of a circle. This is in the oval pink bottle, and it is so feminine, and I am so sensitive to smells. I don't like any normal perfume that everyone else likes. For instance, I don't like YSL Black Opium. I don't like the Carolina Herrera Good Girl perfume, but I like this one. So to me, that says a lot right there. I would actually like to thank my mom for getting me hooked on this perfume because it was originally hers, and every single time she would come downstairs after getting ready, I would always tell her how much she smelled good, and it was always this perfume. Whenever I needed to go out, I would always steal some, so she got me my own bottle for Christmas, so I thought that that was very thoughtful of her, and I'm super excited because this is by far my favorite perfume of the year. I love this so much, and I'm very thankful that I got my own bottle. Alright guys, that completes my best of 2017 video. I know it's going to be long, so like I said, I will leave timestamps down below in case you want to skip forward to any of the products that I mentioned. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you for sticking with me throughout the year of 2017, and I really have high hopes for 2018. I hope you guys do too. I have a great feeling that 2018 is going to be an awesome year for us, and I can't wait to see see what 2018 has to offer. So once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.